After 13 years, Shiny Meloetta has officially been released through Pokémon Home. This is one of the rarest shiny Pokémon to obtain across all Pokémon games, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get it. So first of all, let's go over the game requirements. You want to have Pokémon Scarlet and Violet plus the DLC, and of course you want to have Pokémon Home downloaded, but you don't need to have the subscription, although it is recommended if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Now as far as the official requirements go, you want to have the Paldea, Kitakami, and Blueberry Pokedexes all completed in Pokémon Home. Unfortunately, it will not read off your saved file from Scarlet and Violet. They need to have been transferred in, but you can transfer them back immediately. This might prove to be a bit more challenging for the version exclusives though, especially when it comes down to those Paradox legendary Pokemon from the Indigo disc. So basically, in short, this means that for many of you, including myself, we're gonna have to hunt down many of these Pokemon again and complete the Pokedex all over in Pokemon Home. Thankfully, I did actually hold on to a Living Evolution Pokedex though, so I should be able to knock out some of these entries pretty easily, and then I can just breed the rest of them through eggs for base stage and second stage forms. For anyone who actually had a full Living Pokedex though in either Pokemon Home or in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you low-key played the long game without even knowing it, and you totally just won. Now for those of you who also have Pokemon Sword and Shield along with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and Legends Arceus, it might also be a good idea to start working towards completing these Pokedexes as well in Pokemon Home, because it was stated that Shiny Meloetta is only the first of these types of releases, which means that there's going to be more in the future. And if you have any predictions on what Pokemon you think we might get featured next, let me know in the comment section down below. Now following that, I want to go over how to actually check your completion status for these Pokedexes, because you can't actually do this through the Switch version, it can only be accessed through the mobile version, although most of the Pokemon that you're going to be transferring are going to be done over the Switch, so it is a little bit confusing in that aspect. But basically you want to open up Pokemon Home on your mobile device, click on the bottom menu screen, and then select Pokedex. Swipe right to see your Pokedex completions in each game. You're going to have a crown next to the game if you actually completed the Pokedex. So currently we have available Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Pokemon Sword and Shield plus the DLC, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Legends Arceus, and then of course Scarlet and Violet plus the DLC. Overall, this is basically an endgame task for the most hardcore Pokemon players, and I think the reward being a shiny mythical does seem quite fitting, especially considering that we're gonna have to do this many times over for the other games. Now assuming that you've actually completed each of the Pokedexes for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in Pokemon Home, how do you actually get the mystery gift for Shiny Meloetta? Well basically you just want to go over to your Pokedex completion on your mobile device, click on the Pokedex or literally any one of the Pokedexes, and then Professor Oak or Grand Oak, I should say, will actually appear, and then he'll give you the mystery gift for Shiny Meloetta. Now I do also want to clarify that you can only get this mystery gift once, which means you can only get one Shiny Meloetta per Nintendo account. And then basically after you have it though, you can transfer it to Scarlet and Violet or any game where it's actually playable. Now to end things off for this video, I want to go over a few frequently asked questions, and if you guys have any additional questions, just let me know in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to respond. So first of all, can you transfer Pokemon from other games to complete the Scarlet and Violet Pokedex? No, every Pokemon must be caught natively in Scarlet and Violet and the DLC respectively, and they have to be transferred over to Pokemon Home. When Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released their DLC for the Teal Mask as well as the Indigo disc, I know for a fact that some players were transferring in Pokemon from different games to complete the Pokedex faster. You cannot do this for the Pokemon Home version. You have to do everything natively, which means yeah, it's probably going to take you a little bit longer than normal, especially considering the fact that you have to do the base stage forms, the second stage forms, and the third stage forms. So it's going to be a lot of transferring in between evolutions. The second question is going to be, do I need to pay for a Pokemon Home subscription? And the answer to that is no. You don't have to actually get the paid version of Pokemon Home in order to get this done. It'll just be a little bit more convenient because you're going to only have your free box available. The monthly subscription I think is between $2 to $3, and the yearly subscription is about $16 USD, which honestly isn't that bad, but I also understand that many people don't want to pay for another add-on on top of a Pokemon game, so I mean I totally get that aspect as well. Like I still haven't actually got the subscription for it, although eventually I probably will cave and get it, but as far as getting Shiny Meloetta goes, you don't need to actually have it. It's totally possible to get this done, it's just going to take you a little bit longer. Now a follow-up question to that is, if I get the subscription for like a month and then I cancel it, will I lose my Pokemon in Pokemon Home? So initially, this was one of my biggest concerns with the Pokemon Home subscription, but no, you will not lose your Pokemon if you decide to do this. Your Pokemon will basically just stay locked in their boxes until you decide to renew your subscription, which again is only like $2 to $3 a month. And then from there you can move them over to wherever you want, so like any main series games or whatever. So if you just want to get the monthly subscription and then cancel it, that is an option. Now finally, is there going to be a time limit for the Shiny Meloetta mystery gift? So no, this is actually going to be a permanent change moving forward, so don't worry about actually rushing to get this done before a certain time period. And like I mentioned earlier, it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually work towards completing the other Pokedexes in other games through Pokemon Home, because we're most likely going to see more mythical Pokemon released this way with their shiny forms in the future. Now for those of you out there who just want to get themselves a non-shiny version of Meloetta and have the DLC for the Indigo disc, then check out this video right here.